Everyone. Welcome to the Roadmap, Benzinga's NFT show. We've got a good one for you today. We're going to be talking to a Bored Ape owner, diving into Bored Ape Yacht Club once again. What is that Yuga Labs acquisition all about? How about ApeCoin and what is coming with the other side? We're also going to be taking a look at Benzinga's own NFT Madness 2022 tournament. Who were the winners of the first round and what are the second round matchups? And we will be sharing our votes live on stream. We'll also be going through some news and headlines. Don't go anywhere. This is the Roadmap. All right, everyone. Yeah, GM, everyone. Smash that like. Let us know you're here. If you are here watching us live right now, go ahead and drop a comment live in the chat. It will show up live on screen. If you are watching us on YouTube as a replay, we thank you as well. And also to our podcast listeners tuning in right now, we appreciate your support. Before we get started today, want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, FTX US, which is one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world in terms of trading volume and daily users. The FTX app is used by over 6 million people to buy crypto and NFTs with no transaction or withdrawal fees. You can use your phone or computer. The FTX US trading platform offers NFT trading on both the Ethereum and Solana blockchains with no gas fees. To find out more, click on the link in the description. It's also pinned to the chat right now. Go ahead, show FTX some love. And if you have not signed up for an account yet, there are the links to do so. Without further ado, I think it's time to bring on my co-host, Benzinga's own Brian Moir. Brian, what's going on, buddy?
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Hey, and shout out to our chat. We're already getting some comments here. Tiny Pie Media, thank you for the support. Yeah, so if you are here live, drop a comment in. Let us know how you're feeling today. What NFTs are you watching? What should we talk about later on in the show? But first, we're going to dive into an interview. We're going to talk a lot about Bored Ape Yacht Club again and get into some overall thoughts on the NFT market. We're also going to take a look at that second round. Spoiler alert, Brian, did you look at the second round, or is this going to be new to you? Who moved on?
No. I perused it, but it wasn't updated from yesterday.
Okay,
so I wanted to save it.
I looked, so I know who won, but I have not voted yet, so I do not know how the percents are shaping up. So I'm going to vote live on air. We'll show my bracket. We can all go through our picks once again. So I'm pretty excited about that, Brian.
You know, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was a load of fun the first round, and now we move on to the second round, and I hope everyone will play along with us. I am going to drop the link to that bracket in the chat right now. That way you guys can get a head start and at least get it set up. You don't have to vote right now. You can vote when we go through it. But I believe you have to sign up with an email address. So that way people have a minute to get that going while we're waiting on this interview here. Brian, what are your overall thoughts right now just on NFT market? It seems just kind of steady. We were seeing some floors drop on some of these projects, but then we've also seen, a couple recent mints that were successful. We've seen, obviously we got some big news out about Yuga Labs and more news about Bored Apes. But otherwise, I mean, it's not quiet, but it definitely seems like maybe a little bit slower than the past 2 weeks. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I think everything's kind of still dying down a little bit. I think that we will see a little bit more of a pump up soon once the market kind of bounces back. We are seeing, I mean, Bitcoin is sticking above that 42 mark, which is really nice. I think it's at 44 at the moment. But that I think is a really good sign. I think we're going to see Ethereum kind of bump up soon, and I think the slump is kind of turning around now, and I think we're going to see the NFT market pick back up. I really hope that we'll see other platforms besides OpenSea now kind of benefit from this, and maybe we're going to see a lot more more volume on some of these markets that, you know, they promise lower gas fees, they promise faster transaction time, stuff like that. So maybe this is a good sign for them.
Yeah, definitely. I want to give a shout out to Daryl in the chat right now. Brian, I was just on Benzinga Live, our lunchtime show hosted by Spencer and AB. And I went on there to talk about some sports betting, and then also went on there on Thursdays. They do trivia, and we did NFT trivia this week. 10 questions, multiple choice, and it's really cool because you actually get to vote in the chat, A, B, C, or D, and it tallies up the winner. And also, if there's a tie, it's based on the person who answered the fastest. So Daryl was the winner, getting 8 of 10 questions correct. Also, I was surprised, Brian. I think Spencer got 6 questions right after telling me that he wasn't going to get any right. So shout out to Spencer as well. But yeah, Daryl with the win. Also, it was kind of nice seeing, you know, no one get 10. That made me feel like I did my job, at least throwing some, you know, trick questions or possible surprises in there as well. So yeah, shout out to you, Daryl. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. And, you know, also, yeah, for taking part in that trivia. All right. Well, it looks like we are. Oh, and Black Mage in the chat saying took third here, which means got 7 questions right, I believe. I think there was 4 people that got 7 right. And then it dropped off from there. But yeah, shout out to anyone who's joining us from Benzinga Live right now. It looks like we're having some tech issues getting our guest on, which means we will jump into either the bracket or the news. Trying to decide here, what do you guys think in the chat? Should we get into the NFT madness bracket, or should we jump into news and headlines? Or Brian,
Bracket.
What are you feeling here? The bracket?
Bracket.
All right. I don't see any answers yet in the chat because it's a little delayed, but I mean, your answer here saying bracket, I think is good enough for me. Which means let me go ahead and share my screen here. Get up the bracket. I gotta find it here now. There it is. All right. Can we see it? All right. Can you guys see the bracket there? All right. And it looks like the chat is asking for the bracket. There's Alyssa joining us as well. Shout out to our producer. Yeah, we got Vinny and Alyssa on stream. All right, guys. Well, let's go through the bracket here round by round. So on the top left-hand side, we have Bored Ape Yacht Club versus NFT Worlds. And you can see that Bored Ape Yacht Club won 94% to 6%. Sorry, Alyssa and Fang Gang. Losing in the first round, but not a huge surprise here. NFT Worlds, though, beating Karafuru, which was a newer one. I actually thought they had a little bit of a shot to move on. I am going to have to go with Bored Ape Yacht Club here. What are you guys feeling?
Of course.
The apes.
Okay, without me clicking on bullish yet, I haven't looked. What kind of percent? Are we thinking 90% again?
100.
You think 100, Brian?
100.
60.
We have, whoa! What in the world? Did NFT Worlds tweet about this or something? 59%, Brian, for Bored Ape. That is close. Oh, man.
Ooh, the next one's good.
That is surprising. Next up, Cryptodes, which beat Boss Beauties, which I voted for Boss Beauties, and Azuki, which I voted for Supducks. So neither one of these were voted on by me. Cryptodes, Azuki. I really think Azuki has a shot of going far in this. It's a newer project. It's got a high floor, a nice community. I'm going to have to vote for Azuki. What are you guys thinking?
Azuki.
I went Cryptotoads, but this is interesting. I went Cryptotoads.
Whoa, another 51 to 49, guys.
Oh, it's 50-50 on mine. So
these votes, oh man, these votes are getting extremely close. I mean, that's a good thing, right? We're gonna have some upsets and some good parity here. All right, up next in the top left region, we have SVS, Sneaky Vampire Syndicate, and Starcatchers. Starcatchers won 51% to 49%, one of the closest of the first round. And SVS beating Metaverse, which was the better seed, but not a huge surprise since Metaverse has kind of dropped off. This is a tough one for me, but when it's tough, I tend to go with the one that we have talked to, which would be SVS. So that would be my vote. What do you guys think?
I picked SVS.
Alyssa. Oh,
SVS. SVS.
I like
All right.
Starbucks a lot. This one's hard because this
51 to
Starbucks.
49 is what I see on my screen. Holy
Yeah.
cow, you guys. These votes are incredibly close.
Can it tell us how many people are voting?
I think I can get those numbers.
Yeah, we'll get those
but
later.
it doesn't show it. But yeah, we'll have to take a look and see. But all right, another one. We'll see if this one's as close. We have the Doge Pound, which upset Krabata in the first round, and NBA Top Shot, which was a 2 seed and struggled a little bit against Wall Street Bulls. For that reason, I kind of think Doge Pound is going to end up winning. I got to go with NBA Top Shot for me personally, since it was my entry into NFTs and I'm nostalgic like that. How about you guys?
I think Vinny and I agree.
Doge Pound. Sorry.
53% Doge Pound, 47% NBA Top Shot. Another close one, but yeah, I think Doge Pound is going to end up moving on. I think they have the community push right now. All right, Art Blocks and Zed Run. This is another surprising one. Zed Run's kind of dropped off. Art Blocks, it's. I mean, look at that Chromie squiggle. It's kind of one of the OGs. It's got huge sales volume. I'm gonna have to go with Art Blocks here. What are you guys feeling?
I went with the AP.
Art Block.
All right,
The
let's
Aaron
see. I feel like this one should be high percent, but okay, 69 to 31. Is that our highest so far? I think that's the highest, right? The rest were all in the 50.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the highest percent right now. Art Block, so 1 seed. Okay. All right, now we've got Robatos and Loot. I love me some Batos. So that is going to be my pick. Also, when I showed my kids this bracket, Robatos is one of their favorites to move on to the championship. Just throwing that out there. So I'm going to have to go with the Batos. How about you guys?
I went Loot.
I'll go Batos.
Alyssa.
Batos.
Beep, boop,
Beep.
Robatos.
Beep, boop.
54. Okay. 53 or 54. I saw 53 and then it's 54. Very, very close, you guys. All right. MFers, which beat Solana Monkey Business, the OG of Solana, versus Bored Ape Kennel Club, also from Yuga Labs. I feel like this one shouldn't be close, but I don't know. I feel like it's going to end up being close. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to vote for Bored Ape Yacht Club and Mutant Ape Yacht Club. So why don't I go ahead and vote for MFers here, just to give a non-Yuga Labs one a push. What do you guys think?
I went with MFers 2, I believe, actually, for this one. Let me try. Are we at the very bottom?
Bottom left. Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I went with MFers myself.
Alyssa.
Bored Ape Kennel Club.
Ooh, 53%
sorry,
MFers. Another close one, man. All right. Last one in the bottom left, we have Lazy Lions, which upset Invisible Friends in the first round, versus CloneX, which was a 2 seed and almost lost in that first round to Cryptoon Goons. For that reason, I think I'm going to have to roar and support the Lazy Lions here. I think they're going to get the push here, even though CloneX obviously has the bigger sales volume and the bigger floor. But I think Lazy Lions has the bigger community, which is what's needed in a tournament like this. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I went with CloneX because they have that endorsement deal.
True.
It did get bought out by Nike. That is huge. Lazy Lions is my vote. 67% Lions. Another, okay. See, that one was a little bit more too.
Who are our viewers? What do you guys think?
All right, let's scroll up to the top right here. CryptoPunks, another 1 seed, which won 89% in the first round, versus Degen Ape Academy, a Solana project that won 77% to 23% against Curio Cards, which probably isn't that well known. I'm going to have to go with Punks here, although it would be nice to see some Solana projects move on. What do you guys think?
I went with Punks as well, but I agree with what you just said, too.
What kind of percent? We've got 86%. Okay, so that is current leader in this round. All right, and we got shout out Money Mitch in the chat playing along. I hope he's voting 2 for some of
Yo.
his favorites here. So he picked the Lions. All right, what do we got next? We have CyberKongs versus the Sandbox. I mean, the Sandbox is so encompassing because it includes like so many different things. CyberKongs, though, they did really good job with the token first with bananas. This is a tough one for me. I feel like if I'm picking longer term, I feel like the Sandbox has such a bright future.
Yeah.
So for that reason, that's my pick. How about you guys?
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, Sandbox. Faux
Every
show.
time you say for that
62%.
reason, I feel like we're at the in the Shark Tank. For that reason, I'm out.
For that reason, I'm out. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Up next, Sappy Seals versus Doodles. I don't even know what to expect from this one, you guys, because like Sappy Seals obviously won in that first round in an upset, but look at Doodles winning 93% to 7%. But the Seals have a loyal community on Twitter. I am not wearing my Sappy Seals sweater today, but I'm still gonna vote for the Seals. I think here in ARF. So Seals is my pick. How about you guys?
I went dudes, the Doodles.
Alyssa for the tiebreak.
I'll go with Seals. They're cute.
Why?
Ooh.
Why do you guys do this to me?
Okay, so now we've got 74% Doodles. So it looks like maybe Seals support is ending. They might have to tweet this or put this in their Discord. So if you're out there watching or listening, Seals, we need your votes if you want to move on. Otherwise, not gonna make that Sweet 16.
Does the
Up
winning
next-
project get to come onto the roadmap?
I
Like
think
they're
the
obligated?
Final
Good.
Four. I feel like the Final Four should come on and give like a little like
fight.
a bullish case of like, hey, this is why you should pick our project. Like, I feel like that's what I want to see. Not necessarily like a, hey, we're better than this project, but like convince me, right? Do a Shark Tank pitch. Convince me why I should buy a floor
And
NFT from your project.
Give each one of us one as well.
Definitely. All right. Oni Force and VFriend. Oni Force beat Primate Planet in the first round, even though that project hasn't gotten a ton of attention lately. VFriends won 93% to 7%. I feel like this one should be a no contest. I think VFriends should win big, but I've been surprised with some of these results so far. I'm going to back Gary V and VFriends because I don't like not backing Gary V. How about you guys?
Same, and I VFriends all the way.
Alyssa.
What do you think, Alyssa?
Did you pick Alyssa? VFriends Oni Force? Oh, you're muted.
Oh my God, I
You're
was muted.
That whole time. I was
What are
like,
you
wait, she
doing?
can hear us.
Just looking at us.
All right.
VFriends.
VFriends. So VFriends is 70%. I'm a little surprised it's not higher. I think 70% at this point should be enough to get them through. A reminder, guys, that second round voting is March 23rd through the 26th. So you have 2 more days, and it did end at 9 p.m. Eastern time the other night. So I believe that is the cutoff, March 26th, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We move down to our last region, Axie Infinity, the 1 seed, which won 94% to 6, versus Creature World. And that Creature World Wolf game matchup, guys, 50% to 50%. I think the algorithm just picked the higher seed automatically by default. But Axie Infinity, $4 billion in sales volume all time. I'm going to have to support the leader here and back Axie. How about you guys?
Oh, yeah. They single-handedly changed the play-to-earn game space. So, yeah, hands down.
Yeah.
Alyssa, Axie?
Yep.
Whoa, guys.
Hey.
53% Creature World? Man, I did not see that coming.
I know. That's wild.
I thought maybe Axie would be at like 60%.
Wait till we get to the next one. I'm excited to show these results.
World of Women versus Crypto Dads. Crypto Dads, I mean, for anyone who watches knows that I own one. I got to back Crypto Dads here. And I did see Crypto Dads tweet about this. So I feel like I'm not going to be too surprised. I feel like Crypto Dads are probably winning. I don't know by how much, but Crypto Dads is my vote. How about you guys?
I went with World of Women.
Okay.
This one's really tough, man. But I'll go with Crypto Dads because they're just cool.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa,
it just makes sense. I didn't know they
81%.
tweeted about it.
They
That
did
makes
tweet
sense.
about it, Brian. Yeah, Crypto Dads loves us. Shout out to Crypto Dads. And hey, that's what it takes, guys. I mean, if you want to win this tournament, I mean, share the bracket with your friends. Share it in the Discord. Share it on Twitter. I mean, we want the votes. We love doing this and interacting. It's a fun competition to crown a winner based on community vote. We got Mitch right now saying Crypto Dads, some money Mitch saying he would chug a 6-pack for Crypto Dads right now. I mean, if Crypto Dads weren't so expensive, I feel like that would be a good challenge. But I don't know if I want to buy one just to see him chug a 6-pack. But maybe we'll ask the show's team if we can get that in the budget here. All right, we got 2 left, guys. Deadfellas versus Cool Cats. Deadfellas beat Pudgy Penguins 67-33. Cool Cats 87%, 13%. I am going to support Cool Cats here with the vote. How about you guys?
Yep. Cool Cats.
Cool Cats.
Cool Cats winning 71% to 29%. I don't think that's a big surprise there. And lastly, this one I'm real curious to see the percent again, because Mutant Ape Yacht Club won 100% to 0 in that first round. And we have Punk's Comic, which won 73% to 27% over Fanta Bear. This is actually tougher for me than I thought, because I do love Punk's Comic and the Pixel Vault team, but I am going to go with Mutant Ape Yacht Club. How about you guys?
Mutant Apes.
Brian, Mutant? 82% Mutant Ape Yacht Club. Was that our highest? Okay, Crypto Dads 82%, Mutant Ape 82%.
Oh,
Wasn't there another? Crypto
right.
Punks 86%. So
Yeah.
right now, Crypto Punks. How about Bored Ape Yacht Club though? 60% to 40% NFT Worlds. Do we think there's a shot of Bored Ape Yacht Club getting knocked off here in the second round?
No way.
You think it's a fluke right now?
Yeah, no way. No way, Jose.
I would be shocked. We need to do some digging and find out why are people. I shouldn't say why are people voting for NFT Worlds, because I don't want to bash them. That's a great project, but did NFT Worlds share this? How is the word getting out? And maybe people are just ready to see an upset. I don't know, but all right. Well, that was fun. Again, if you want to play along, get your votes in by the 26th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I am going to drop it one more time in the chat. Make sure to sign up, get your votes in, and we will be doing this round by round, voting live on screen. I think it is time to go ahead and get into our interview segment. Let me stop sharing this wonderful bracket right now, and we will get into. All right, everyone, say goodbye to Alyssa. She's gonna head backstage. Bye, Alyssa. Thanks for joining us on the stream. Of course, we always love those parts of the day. I think it's time, Brian. Are you ready for our interview?
Bring it on.
All right. Well, it is my pleasure to bring on to the roadmap a Bored Ape owner. Many of you probably know him from Twitter. We have DaBunny joining us on the roadmap. Hey, man, what's going on?
GM, guys, can you hear me? I was having some issues with my...
We can hear you great. Sounds great on our end. Yeah, tech issues, it's part of it. We went through that the other day. Our show actually got rugged. It shut down. We had to start it back up. And it wasn't even Twitter. It was YouTube. So, that's part of the game. But welcome to the roadmap. We appreciate you taking time to join us today. I'm going to start out, some people out there, they may not know much about you or your history in NFTs. So just wondered if you could give us a little bit of background on how you first got into cryptocurrency and NFTs. What was your entry in both of those markets?
So my entry into, I always felt like I missed the boat on crypto, right? So I always just was sitting on the sidelines. And then I started getting, I guess the first NFT or crypto I bought was November 2020. And it was NBA Top Shots, right? Because I just grew up collecting basketball cards. But I was a little bit too close to the tippy top of that market, right? So everything I bought on the secondary got wrecked bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then so the market was just down for months, every day. And then the apes minted, and my friend bought one at 0.1 and one at 0.2. And he just kept bugging me to buy one. And the only guy who was making money in NBA Top Shots at that time was Dingaling. And then he bought 60. He swept 60 apes off the floor. And I was like, this guy always knows something that like it seems that somebody doesn't. And so I bought one.
That's awesome.
Like,
what was your price?
0.8 ETH. So it was about 2,100 at the time. ETH was
okay. Well, I mean, obviously you've done okay with that purchase. We're still up. We're still in the green, right? But I love you saying, NBA Top Shot. The reason Brian laughed is because, we've done a ton of interviews on the roadmap, and it is still surprising how many people say that NBA Top Shot was their entry point into NFTs, and that's myself included. I probably was right around the same time as you, October, November-ish. I remember the secondary market, getting destroyed. I do remember, though, you could get in line for those pack drops. And if you were lucky enough to get a pack, I mean, you could flip and make your money back so fast, just selling them on the secondary. So I was able to make some money that way. But I mean, I still own quite a few moments. And I mean, that market just has not come back to where it once was. They did launch the NFL All Day Moments as well. Dapper Labs, I was able to get some rares through packs on there. But otherwise, the marketplace just isn't what it used to be. But let's dive into Bored Ape. So you own a Bored Ape. You told us, 0.8 purchase price. We obviously know, for anyone who's seen it, there it is. We got the red fur, we got the bunny ears. Walk us through a little bit, did you just pick a random one? Was there anything behind, picking this one out? Or what are some of your favorite traits or characteristics of this one? I have a feeling, but share with us here.
So I like the striped shirt and the red fur a lot. What happened with it? Like I never owned more than one ape at a time, but I've owned a couple of different apes. I've always tried. In the beginning, I tried flipping them above the floor and then getting back in. And then I was like relatively successful with that. And then the way I got this one was I had fallen asleep at like 4:30 in the morning, and the floor ran up like 2.5 ETH in like only a few hours. And I lost my dog and my ape because they were both listed.
Ooh.
So I had to spend an ETH on each one respectively of profits. So like it cost me another like 2 ETH of profits to get in. And I really liked DaBunny. And I was like cool with like building the brand out of him. And like at that time, the floor was now at like 7 ETH, right? So I knew I was getting to the point where like we were like it was like a dangerous game. We're playing with fire. At some point, like if I didn't time it right, like I knew that I would have to I would be screwed. I wouldn't be able to buy back in.
Awesome. All right. Well, you talked about some of the traits on this one. I'm curious, outside of the ape that you currently own, what are some of your other, maybe common traits and rare traits? And maybe if you could own, any Bored Ape out there, do you have one in mind or one particular trait that you would zero in on if price was not a factor?
If price wasn't a factor, it would probably be Trippy Fur.
Trippy over Gold Fur?
I think we like that.
Yeah, I like Trippy. So like one of my first mentors in the space was Captain Trippy. So I don't know if I'm like biased because of that, but I always like the Trippy Fur over the Gold Fur.
I feel like I like the Gold Fur, but I don't know. That's a tough one.
Like that Trippy Fur with the beanie is
that's sweet. What about some like common traits? Maybe some ones that are still not as loved or just not rare that you're like, hey, this looks really sweet on the Bored Apes.
So I like the bunny ears a lot, and they don't get a lot. They don't get a lot of love. I mean, there's like 200 of them, so they're not super common. I'm trying to think of another one. All the merch tees are super rare though, and stuff like all the merch traits.
I actually like the hats, like the flat bill hats with where it says Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Right there. The BAYC hat.
Yeah. Those are real. So I guess orange background is
okay.
I think the orange background tops.
Go Vols.
Yeah, you got Tennessee fan in the house. All right, well, DaBunny, we did get a ton of news recently about Yuga Labs, right? And one of the reasons we wanted to bring on some Bored Ape owners over the past week, the next week, the current week, is just to kind of hear some thoughts, from people that are active in the space. So we got news that Yuga Labs was acquiring the rights to CryptoPunks and Meebits. What was like your immediate reaction to that? And are you worried at all that that's going to, you know, distract Yuga Labs from their current plans, or you think there's room for all of this to kind of be in the same ecosystem moving forward?
Well, like, there's always been that rivalry since I got here in the early summer, right? Because like from the beginning, we started saying that we were going to flip punks, right? And maybe then I don't think we understood why or that we were actually going to do it. But when they acquired them, like all the ape chats I'm in, people were going crazy. They were super happy. It was like you bought out the competition, right? Because like, who else is there? I mean, I guess like Doodles and Azuki, but they're kind of newer and not really on the same. And like, especially from price point, right? Because like that matters.
Yeah, and also there's really not much of a competition in terms of like different, like how in other sectors or in other any other thing that you do, the competition like social media or something, you got Twitter versus Facebook or Twitter versus whatever. Here it's like kind of everyone has their own little spot, everyone has their own little niche, and like, you know, there's plenty of market share to go around. You're not really taken away from anyone else, which is pretty cool. I like that.
And if they end up coming out with their own marketplace, right? Like the amount of volume that they're going to have, or like that they'll be able to suck away from OpenSea is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, speaking of like kind of what they're doing and what's going on in the market right now, what do you think about ApeCoin? Did you A, have you claimed yours yet? And B, what's your thoughts on what ApeCoin is and when they launched it and how that's going?
So yeah, I claimed my ApeCoin. I was on that space. It was like me, Farouk, Taylor, Garing, right? So like I claimed immediately because like my FOMO was going crazy, and then like I haven't checked the Etherscan, but I'm kind of worried about like the time I claimed because the price had shot up there a bit. So like, for tax liabilities, it's
oh, I see what you mean. Like what you
price
claimed
point
where
at
it's
time
actually
of
there.
claim is your liability. Yeah. So like if I claimed at 39, like it's like a lot more than I made.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's only if you claim. I mean, it's only when you sell it, right? So you should.
It's time of claim, no matter
what.
what.
With an airdrop, okay.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, no. Fuck.
Well,
yeah. So anybody claiming 39, you're getting like if you have a Bored Ape, you're getting like a tax hit. You're getting taxed at over $500,000 of income, which is
and some light bulbs are going off from some airdrops that I've claimed. So YouTube, we'll figure that out. Maybe we can clip that out. So we'll move on. Where do you see ApeCoin heading in the whole Yuga Labs ecosystem? Because like 17%, I think, is the number that is delegated to Yuga Labs. What do you think that means for them, and where do you see that kind of happening within the sphere of ApeCoin, crypto, NFT, or whatever Yuga Labs is doing with it?
So I mean, I'm super bullish long term. I think in the short term, one of the biggest things, because it seems to be a lot of speculation around whether or not the land sale is going to be, whether or not that's going to be driven with ApeCoin or not.
I got you. Yeah, I know that Chris and I both are bullish. Again, not financial advice, nothing we say on this show ever or will be ever financial advice. But I will say, speak for myself, I am very, very bullish on ApeCoin. I see it being as one of the tokens that, you know, if you missed out on everything else, ApeCoin is definitely going to be the one that you kind of want to look into and be a part of and slowly accumulate over time if you didn't have an ape or something like that. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of it, but I got in when it was around $6 or $7, you know, right at that first initial dip, and I'm sitting pretty good now with what I have. But I see a lot of long-term potential with it, with everything that's going on. Speaking of that whole kind of thing, one of the co-founders of Ethereum, Vitalik, he said, quoting him, the peril is you have these $3 million monkeys and it becomes a different kind of gambling. And then he said, ultimately, the goal of crypto is not to play games with multi-million-dollar pictures of monkeys. It's to do things that accomplish meaningful effects in the real world. What are your thoughts on these kind of comments, and what do you think he was kind of like speaking on or speaking about?
From a macro perspective, like I kind of agree. right? But then like also like a little bit salty because I am a Bored Ape owner, and like first of all, if anybody wants to all 3 mil, like I'll build a brand around a new fucking bunny-eared ape.
Yeah.
But also like I think it's a little bit I feel like he misses the mark a little bit because Ethereum's kind of like a designer blockchain right now, right? Like most of my regular friends, like they can't even afford to jump into NFTs on Ethereum and gas, we've been pretty lucky with gas lately.
Yeah.
But I mean, transactions are still cost you $20, $30.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I agree with that too. And I think what he's saying is definitely legitimate, because one thing that I've seen a lot of people come ask me about, talk to me, DMs, even my friends and family, and even people like my parents' friends have messaged me or asked me when they saw me, and then people I know that are my age or even younger have asked me about stuff like this. And my wife is even one of those included, that they just don't understand that NFTs aren't just images or pictures. And like, I can understand not being able to fathom how a JPEG of a rock can sell for $2 million, or a JPEG of a monkey can sell for this kind of money, but they don't understand what non-fungible tokens actually are and what they can be, and what the use case is ultimately what it is for them. So I think that once as we grow into this space and as time progresses, and the more use cases we get out of NFTs and we see the utility of these, people are going to understand what a non-fungible token actually is. And we're kind of in this like weird kind of fad bubble type deal. But this art and aspect of it and the profile picture and stuff, I think that's there to stay for a while. But I think that we will see the actual utility of non-fungible tokens come into lots of places. The government will issue like state IDs. You'll have your taxes on it. You'll have birth certificates. You'll have your home title. You'll have your mortgage. All this stuff will eventually be on the blockchain as a non-fungible token. People don't really understand that aspect of it. But I think what Vitalik is saying is like, don't look at it just, this isn't exactly what all of this is. You know, it's not just a $3 million monkey. The actual like technology behind it is what's important here. So maybe that's just my take on it.
Yeah, I would agree. A lot of people like were, I guess, upset with what Vitalik said, but like most of the people I talked to from the ape community like agreed with him. So like it wasn't even like a beef thing. I know people tried to.
He got some hate. He got some hate after my article came out. So sorry, Vitalik, for putting that all out there. But I mean, I saw that quote and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to do this article, because like he literally said like $3 million monkeys and called it gambling, and I was like, I mean, like Ethereum, like.
But he's not wrong either, too, because that's not really like, and I don't think he's really bashing Bored Ape Yacht Club specifically. I think it's just the NFT and the whole phase around. But we can move on.
I think it might have been bad, just to single out like one collection and not just say NFTs overall.
You'll have that, but also
I mean, they are the face, right? Like
if you're gonna pick one, but
they've been weird. Like zombie toads, like,
there's a couple that we can name that there's no point to get into, but there's some ridiculous one out there. But all right, so many people consider that apes and punks are blue chips. Can you think of any other blue chip NFT projects that come to mind whenever you kind of think of on the same spectrum as Bored Ape Yacht Club and CryptoPunks?
I think Doodles has proven themselves to be worthy, and I would say Azuki for sure. Even though it's been kind of quick and like a meteoric rise for them, they seem to have like their team seems to be really strong. They've got some like really reputable people from the gaming side. Oh man, they've moved within the last like 24 hours then, because that was only like 15.5 last I saw.
Oh yeah, they're bumping.
Yeah, I heard this morning that the floor was moving on Azuki. That's one that I'm sad I didn't get in, because I definitely saw it called out several times. So
Kuro cards. Someone said in the chat Kuro cards, and that one's missed a whole lot. That was definitely one of those the Meebit and Kuro cards. Those are definitely some of the OG ones.
Yeah.
For sure.
So DaBunny, you mentioned Dingaling when we were talking about Bored Apes. I thought I heard that Dingaling actually bought quite a few Azuki today.
Well, that's
So
why they're
that
making
would
money.
explain why. That's what I heard from a Discord I'm in. So again, hearing it secondhand, but it definitely looks like it shows. So yeah, I think that's why Azuki is where it is. So you mentioned kind of that rivalry, right? That was kind of created for unintentionally probably between Bored Apes and CryptoPunks, right? And
Maybe
we heard the
intentionally by us.
yeah, we heard the debate for a while, right? And Brian and I talked about it on the show. When and if will Bored Apes pass CryptoPunks, right, in floor price? And I said yes, but I feel like I didn't think it was going to happen as quickly as it did. So I go back to kind of that point, and I mean, A, did you see Bored Apes passing CryptoPunks in the future? And B, were you surprised, or was that kind of on when you thought that would happen?
Nah, way quicker than I thought it was happening. I did not think within a year. I mean, that's insane. I mean, I thought we were thinking 2 years out would probably, if I had to put a real timeline on it, like in June when I bought like June 3rd, I think was when I bought mine.
Okay.
I would have said 2 years out.
Yeah, like I feel like I was like on like a 6 month to 12-month horizon with it, and it happened like a month or two after like the debate really picked up, and it was insane. Yeah,
I mean, and then like when it got close, because like a lot of the friends who aren't in the Bored Ape community, they were like getting annoyed by the like one stuff.
Yeah, looking from the outside in, of course. Yeah. All right. Well, we talked a lot about Bored Ape, but I'm curious.
Real quick, though,
go ahead.
To cut you off, like a fun fact of Dingling. I just read this on Twitter the other day. He hasn't listed an NFT for sale in 8 months.
I feel like I saw someone say that 8 months. I was thinking it was a couple months. They said, but that is insane.
That's like 5 years in crypto.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a debate the other day talking about like, is Diggling the greatest NFT trader of all time? And it's like, it's kind of hard to argue against the results right now.
But he doesn't make any money off of them. Like,
that is the thing. It's all paper gains at this point, right? But I mean, I don't know. What did he do with it? Did he sell ApeCoin, or is he still holding all of that?
I think he's holding. Yeah, he could send it to zero, right?
Because I was gonna say, like, he got a good amount of ApeCoin, but I don't know. But yeah, he's definitely got some diamond hands. But DaBunny, we talked a lot about Bored Ape. I want to give you a chance now. Are there any recent NFT projects that minted or collections that you maybe got in, or any that you want to, without shilling too much, that you want to shout out, and projects that you believe in for the long term that maybe aren't quite, in that high floor price right now?
All right, so I'll do a couple of that. I'll start with one that I don't own, because that I feel like that makes me look better. BYO bills, like anything with the Bioverse, I love. I minted some, and I sold them really early, and I've been trying to get a set of those. The ones that I do own that one's old, right? So not like super new. Ones that are newer, Dower Darcels. I have one. I only have one of those, but I like that one a lot. Quirkies, like their community is like probably the strongest in the NFT space. They're out of their minds. And then there's one other one I just bought. Quirkies, Dower Darcels. Oh, Goop Dudes, which was just like, that's just kind of like, the art's kind of weird and different, and I just like the art.
That was like was that 2 or 3 nights ago?
Yeah,
right?
I actually minted them like a week and a half ago, and I like even got 2 for my birthday for free from one of my friends, because they were under mint price for a while.
So it took a while to sell that one out. Is that?
So they sold out in a few days, I think, and then like it was just kind of sitting there not doing anything.
That's where I heard it was a couple days ago. I really started to hear it talked about a lot. So.
Oh, Degen Tunes too. I sold my Degen too. I flipped that. I like that project a lot as well. The art's really strong. It's like old school Disney vibes.
Yeah.
What are you guys into? Anything new?
My recent ones, like I like Little Lemon Friends. That was one I minted.
I like that.
That's got a pretty strong community. They got a new roadmap coming out soon. I minted Crypto Dads. I sold several, but I own a rare one. Wonder Pals I recently got into. I minted a rare one of those, one of the top 30. But that project kind of dropped off a little bit. So we'll see if we can get, some new life. But Yeah, I mean, I'm still like a long-term fan of some of these ones that have like media deals signed, like Robotos, Toy Boogers, Smiles. Because like the floor is down right now, but I just feel like once those shows happen, even if it's a year from now, like there's value there. It's just a question of time. And I mean, so much of NFT world, right, is like short term, like what's happening now. But I'm trying to think long term on some of it too. So that's kind of where my head is.
I love the crypto dads. I don't own any anymore, but like I remember Budweiser was like in their space.
And they comment sometimes on some of the tweets. Yeah, so
like that partnership seems like
it seems like a no-brainer to get a beer company to sponsor them.
I don't understand what's taking so long with that. Like that's why I bought back in, was waiting for that. Then I just sold it.
I like them too. I've been a big fan. I'm hoping they'll still give me a little bit of props for putting the dad joke in their metadata. Yeah. But there's I've been in and out of a couple, but one of my favorite is Atom Bomb Squad. I like them because you get like the hype beast action, but also they have a lot of have a huge community and are pretty big. And like with if you have one of their NFTs and they put it on a shirt, you'll get part of the proceeds or part of the revenue from anything with that merch item was sold. That one in Wall Street Bulls, they've been on the show and they're big friends of ours and stuff like that. And I like theirs just because of the whole GME AMC type deal. I'm not really big into those stocks anymore, but I like the NFT project. But I think those two are some ones that I see a lot of potential for.
I think the Atom Bomb Squad is a very safe long-term play.
Yes, I think it's much safer than Wall Street Bulls. Just putting that out there, but because of what their whole brand and everything. But I like Atom Bomb Squad a whole lot. I kind of lost what we have.
Over to you, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, you guys do a whole lot of Twitter Spaces, or you do a lot of Twitter Spaces, and you're in Discord a lot. Do you think that, and we ask this to everybody because it's a big part of this whole community and this whole deal and this whole movement, how important do you think Twitter Spaces are for the NFT progression of NFT and the NFT community as a whole?
So literally, I was just at Twitter in general. Like I think like you can't. I don't know how you could trade NFTs and not be on Twitter. Like it's mind-boggling. Like I have a friend from high school who I just saw in the mall like literally today. And he was like, I don't go on Twitter, but I'm trying to get into NFTs. And I was like, you have to go on Twitter. Like it's where everybody is. I was like, that's where I am all day. Like, it's just like, if you want to have your finger on the pulse of the market and the community, it's where you have to be.
Agreed. And we do a lot of Twitter Spaces here. And I feel like Benzinga as a whole, thanks to this show and our producer Alyssa, myself, and a few other people, we've kind of tailored the market for our sector to do in spaces, especially with crypto and NFTs and stock trading in general. But like what you just said, you cannot be successful in this space if you're trading NFTs or crypto. You cannot be successful if you're not on Twitter. I mean, there's just no way you could do it. Maybe on Discord, but you need both. You need the combo at least.
Yeah, because like even if you were just tracking wallets, like there's just no way. Like you would never be able to figure out market sentiment. Like there's.
I think there's a lot of people on Telegram, but I think Telegram isn't as necessary. I really don't think you have to be in Telegram in order to be successful in here. People say you do, but that's just full of shilling and bots and just nonsense.
I think Telegram's more like crypto heavy still. I feel like it's like the shit coins and the
Yeah, it definitely is, and you really don't need it. I mean, if you have Twitter, that's all you need. Twitter and Twitter Spaces.
Twitter and Discord, I feel
like you don't even have to be super active in Discord, but you have to have Discord so you can because you got to be able to go into the channel usually.
Yeah, you got to be able to enter contests, to sign up, to get alerts, whitelist, to know when the mint date is. Yeah, I mean, I feel like what a combo, Discord and Twitter.
Oh yeah, and I mean that's where we're at. That's where, and you'll have to come on a Twitter space with us, and we'll definitely host and have one, and we'll sync up, and maybe we can collab on a Twitter space soon.
Yeah, let's do that. We're always on. So like we had like one for like 18 hours the other, like me and my coach
do that.
Someone will fall, like we just fall asleep, and then like just other people will take over.
That's hilarious. That's kind of awesome though. I couldn't do it, but I respect that for sure.
Me and my co-host Morgan, we kind of started this like on-chain TV thing, and like me and Morgan have been doing them for 75 days from like 10 p.m. Eastern until like essentially the morning.
Damn. That's impressive. Well, I'll definitely have to join. I don't think I'm following you on Twitter, so now I will. And
yes,
sorry, I didn't know that.
Pull up on us. We've like organically we collect like Blau stops by all the time now. He's like one of the, because he's usually working till like real late, so he doesn't get on until like 3:30 in the morning my time, and then he'll talk to us for a little bit. And it's nice having his perspective because like everyone acts like I've been here for so long, and like he minted like CryptoPunks, right? So he's
right.
And he's been thinking
he's in there.
Like, he's been here for a decent amount of time, and like he's said he's been thinking of Royal, which I don't know if you guys are like up on Royal and stuff, but like he's like been conceptualizing that for like 7 years or something. So I'm like, it's crazy to have somebody, to be close to somebody who's been thinking about like digital assets for that long and cares that much.
Right.
Yeah. I feel you. Well, hey, one thing I wanted to kind of bring up is so everything is, most all projects are on Ethereum. Now we have a bunch of projects that are going on Solana that are having a lot of success. We have a few on Avalanche, AVAX, that chain. They're having success. Do you know of any projects that are on any other blockchain that besides Ethereum? Maybe some on Solana or AVAX or Polygon or something.
He's already shaking his head no, Brian.
Wait, there's a Meerkat one on Solana. Mad Meerkat something. I honestly
sounds right.
I'm such an ETH maxi. Like it's so bad. And I like Solana NFTs, like Solana blue chips or whatever, if those exist. Like they're probably a decent play right now, right? Because we've seen all those like mock-ups from OpenSea teasing that they're adding
potential,
So like I don't dislike it, but I don't know. It's just like I guess I'm complacent or comfortable.
That makes sense.
So, yeah.
Which is understandable. Yeah. I mean, we've talked a bunch of times about different projects on Solana, like the horse racing game. What was it?
Photo finish.
Photo finish. Yeah. I don't know why I can never think of it, but that's like one of the ones that we're super bullish on is photo finish. I think both of us really like that one. And there's a couple like the DJ and Ape Academy, that one on Solana, but I think
I've heard of that one.
Is the big one that we really, really like because it's like a better, newer version of Zed's Run or a more updated version of that. So that one's really, really cool and what they have going on. And I think because of that project, we will see a lot more potential progress coming. My dog's running. So yeah, that's all. That answers the question. I'll move it to Chris so my dogs don't.
All right. Well, last question here. This is a fun one that I asked some people at the start of 2022 for an article, but since we got you on here, just a random generic question. What's your hottest take on the NFT market for 2022? Maybe something that's going to happen that no one's expecting, or just kind of, something that, you think maybe will happen, or it would be really cool if it did.
I think the floor for Codas will start at like 10 ETH.
Oh, okay. 5
to 10.
5 to 10 ETH. Okay.
I think those are going to be. I don't know if that's super controversial, right? But I think Gutter Cats could have a big run.
Okay. No, that works. That's awesome. We appreciate it. I want to
gang to 20 ETH. Gutter Cat gang to 20 ETH. I'll give
you heard me first.
There you go. Not financial advice, but there's the hot take right here. All right. Well, this was fun. Yeah, we're going to have to sync up on some Twitter spaces and might have to have you come back on again. I dropped your Twitter handle in the chat. Make sure you go and give a follow. Thanks so much for taking time, today to join us on the roadmap, and we look forward to connecting soon.
Now, this was fun. All the ape homies who have been on here have said, Ben and Franklin all said good things. So it was
That's awesome. Yeah, we love having them on. So awesome. Well, thank you so much, and we will talk soon.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me, guys. We'll talk soon.
Yeah.
All right, Brian. Another very fun, great interview, right? And, we said this all along, right? That when all this Bored Ape news was happening, I know Bored Apes well from writing about it, but I've never owned one other than the fractional shares. We wanted to bring on some people, right, that have owned a Bored Ape or currently own a Bored Ape to get kind of that, inward look, right? Of, hey, here's what people are saying in the Discord. Here's what people that own 30 apes are saying, about the acquisition, about the funding, about the coin, right? And there's just so much, always going on. We didn't have a show yesterday. We had, a former ape holder, Moose, come on Tuesday. So we did 2 great interviews, which means we didn't get to a ton of news this week. But Brian, I feel like this was, so much better, right? Because we got that inside look. We also went through the bracket, which, I've had so much fun doing this bracket. I am a little biased because I helped put it together, right? But I feel like you're having fun with it. Alyssa's having fun with it. And I think our viewers and listeners are having fun. So I'm excited to see that. Some of the key takeaways here, right, are, hearing NBA Top Shot again, right, was entry, right? Every time. Like 90% of our interviews, I feel like that's what they say. I liked hearing the long-term outlook of, ApeCoin. I like the thoughts at the end, right, about like Gutter Cat Gang. I liked, hearing about Crypto Dad, some of these other projects. What do you think? What were some of the key points here during today's interview for you?
Just exactly what you said, hearing from somebody who holds one and someone like who's kind of not necessarily from the inside, but is connected and pays attention to that stuff that maybe someone who isn't like us, who isn't really an ape holder, so doesn't really pay attention to those little minute details that kind of are surprising or fun to hear. Someone just posted in the chat, which is really interesting to kind of talk about, which is something that I think that we are going to try to start putting in there and talking about. One thing to think about, though, is whenever you get like it, they said, what about something for the real people, not what costs 1 or 10 ETH, but just making the rich richer. And what I gather you're saying from that is like, what about these projects that aren't 7 ETH to get into or 2 ETH, which is, trust me, like myself, I'm not the kind of I do not really have 7 ETH to just throw into these big projects, or even 1 ETH to throw in. I look for stuff that are like below 0.5, 0.05 and stuff like that, and like try to get in on the mint side. And we do try to bring you guys the projects that are about to mint. We talk about projects that are fixing to mint, how to get on the whitelist and stuff like that. So whenever we talk about these blue chips, we're just talking about, the interesting facts on these really high-end, expensive NFTs.
They're paving the way for others, too.
Yes.
It's one of the important things. Brian, great call out there on the question. We'll have to do a full show sometime, maybe on NFTs like under 0.25 or something, right? I feel like we did one a while ago, but let's update it. I'll call out a couple right now, and I'm a little biased, right, because I own... So Crypto Dads, I think, is sitting like right around 0.25 right now. Crypto Moms... which was their companion, I think, are 0.1. So Crypto Dads recently launched a like whitelist program where you get keys and you earn keys every day, and those keys can be turned into whitelist for other projects. You can buy a Crypto Mom and get access to that for 0.1 right now. So, maybe that's a play. Also, you hear me talk a lot about Robotos, right? I think the floor price is like 0.7, 0.75 right now. There's going to be a TV show. Well, when we had Pablo, the founder and artist on before, he talked about Robo Pets, which is the companions that they launched. Robo Pets are 0.15 floor right now. They're also going to be included on the TV show along with Robotos, right? So instead of looking at some of the like expensive, sometimes you can look at the companions and get access to the same ecosystem. It's kind of like Bored Apes right now, right? If you can't afford a Bored Ape, you get in with a Mutant Ape or a Bored Ape Kennel Club. You still were able to get some ApeCoin. You're still able to get in on that ecosystem. So to me, that can be a way to play these too. But good call out. We'll do some shows and talk about and Zen Bullish saying guests so good. Thank you, Benzinga, Chris, and Brian. I mean, thank you. And if you guys ever have anyone that is interested in coming on, shout them out on Twitter, hit us up, let us know. We're more than welcome to have people on with different projects, different opinions. Yeah, Vinny likes hearing all these different thoughts too. So and Daryl asking about getting on whitelist as well. That's something we'll touch on over the next couple weeks. We'll take a look at some upcoming mints and maybe how you can get on a whitelist. But Brian, that's going to do it for us. We're running a little over here. I think we have another show after this. We have Trading with Benzinga Pro. If you haven't signed up for Benzinga Pro yet, that's the show to really see what it's all about, right? If you're thinking about testing it, you do get a free trial, but you can actually watch it live in action on the next show. See how you can filter your news feed, how you can filter movers and screeners, see which stocks are moving. Yeah, I mean, so if you're hesitant, watch the next show, and I think they'll be able to convince you to at least do the trial.
It's there's no obligation. You don't need a credit card. Just get the free trial and try it out. Trade along. The market is crap right now, but there's ways to win in it, and we can show you how to do that. Watch the next show. Get the free trial, try it out. After the free trial, if you don't want to pay for anything, we have a free tier of Benzinga Pro. It's free. Do it. There's no reason not to at least have the trial and have the free tier, then upgrade once you see that you can make enough money to pay for the year and then the next year, and then make all the other money come in. Quit your job. Be a trader. Join Benzinga Pro.
There you go. Here's the ultimate bullish case right there. All right, guys, stay tuned. You got that show going on right now. Catch us next week. We got big shows lined up next week. And Brian, I even heard rumors of a giveaway next week. So I think people definitely want to tune into the roadmap.
It's going to be a good one, too.
Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Take care, everyone. We will